Yeah, yeah. More crap. Give me more crap, Retta. Always with the fucking purples and the goddamn legendaries that I don't use. Always with crap. More crap. Crap for me, crap for you, crap for everybody with the loot box crap. Is that a goddamn unicorn? Ha! I see what you did there. You clever fucking bastards. What's up, everybody? Jaxxsin here, and today I'd like to talk about Assassin's Creed Origins and its microtransaction system, how it works, why it works that way, and regardless of what you may have read from your favorite games journalists, how you can in fact buy loot boxes with real life cash. All right, I saw it in Kotaku, PC Gamer, but you know, all over the place. Eurogamer, I think, had an article on it, but it was a big bold headline. It said you will not be able to buy Assassin's Creed loot boxes with real life cash. It's bullshit, because the way these. So today I wanted to explain why it's bullshit, how the system works, why it works that way, what you get in it, how the items you get in it work, and basically not just the loot boxes. I want to talk about all the microtransactions that they have available, because it all ties into like the little tricks and systems that Ubisoft have worked out to walk this line where they're not necessarily pissing a guy like me off who normally hates these fucking things, you know what I mean? And I'm going to go into more detail about the game and my experience with it, but let's just say, you know, me and Chubbs are going to be doing a full review of it, and it's going to be, you know, pretty long, probably about an hour-ish. We got tons of footage, tons of points, tons of things to talk about. But just to sum it up, we both enjoyed it. So these loot boxes were not invasive, mainly because I was getting legendaries from just completing things. The way they've set up the legendary weapon system so that you can visit a blacksmith and upgrade it to your current level. So you never get anything that's just crap. You know, it's not just crap at some point. You can actually upgrade it and bring it up with you. You just have to spend drachmas. All right. So let's start out with what your first step into the store you get when you first leave the starting area, you know, like the tutorial-ish zone. You get a gift of 200 helix just for purchasing the game. I understand if you were a silver or a gold or a fuck me in the ass package owner, you got a bunch more, right? You take this and it says, hey, go look at the store. The first thing you'll notice in the stores, they have the packs. These are, you know, various cosmetics, weapons thrown together that you can buy. They have then you get to the gear page, and this is where you can actually spend it. If you're someone who didn't buy the silver or gold, or, you know, the fluff my dick and make me happy package, then you're probably only going to have 200, and you're going to notice that right away that you can't buy any of this shit. It's going to want you to buy more helix. There's a few things you could buy. I think I spent mine on just the materials package, but that's moving ahead. So you're going to see this list of gear and cosmetics, mounts, things like that you can buy, and it equals out to about $5 a piece if you want to buy helix. Now, moving just all that stuff, it's all available through the, you know, just basic loot system in the game. I mean, you can have a chance to get all this shit out of chests or from Retta, the handy loot box carrier who's going to sell you your loot boxes. All right, so the tricky thing from here on is we're going to move forward so you can buy things that you want. Okay, now just keep that in mind for later when we get to later. But you can buy things that you want with the helix. That means you're not purchasing random chances. You're purchasing a currency that you can, you know, spend on an item that you want, right? Now, granted, it's a small list and there's plenty of other items in these loot boxes that aren't available on the list that you're just going to have to fucking fight old father RNG for. But of course, you can earn the currency in game, so it's not like, you know, oh, the drachmas. So you moved into the time savers. Now this is where things start getting interesting. This is when I played through the starting zone. I was into this game, having a good time. I saw this and it instantly ground my, you know, enjoyment to a halt. just for a minute. It didn't last long because the game has a lot going for it, which I'll be getting into later in another video. I just figured I want to talk about these microtransactions, get them out of the fucking way, explain them so that we don't have to deal with it in our review. So we can just talk gameplay, story, you know, all the just how things look. It's a beautiful fucking game. It's a great fucking game, great fucking time. But this then there's this. Okay, so you go into time savers, and I immediately saw that you could buy drachmas. And I was like, oh, so you can buy drachmas, and drachmas are how you buy the loot boxes. That's interesting. I thought they said you couldn't buy loot boxes with real life money. I went back and read the article, and they didn't necessarily say you couldn't. They just said that it was only available with the currency you earn in game, right? They never once said, you know, you can buy this with money, but you don't need to because you can earn it in game. They just said you can earn it in game, but they didn't say that you couldn't buy them, which is really fucking tricky, very snaky, very necessary in this current climate. Okay, because this current climate of like Battlefront 2, you know, just Destiny, all these different fucking games with these microtransaction systems, and all these games with their, you know, buy specific shit and support the developer by getting something you want, not, you know, a fucking dice roll on something you may or may not want. You know, all this, it's a good thing for Ubisoft to come out and make it clear that you can only purchase loot boxes with the currency you earn in game. But omit the fact that you can buy that same currency with real life money, you know, with the Helix points that cost real life money. So the prices on these things are about $5 for a piece of gear, $5 for, you know, like the unicorn mount or another mount, whatever the fuck they have up for sale. About $5. I noticed they do have sales. They've, you know, so if you had saved your Helix, you could probably buy one of these things specific. If you're like me, you're done with the game. There's not much left to do, and they just don't fucking matter anymore. You know, you got what you got by just playing the game and, you know, exploring and clearing the map, doing everything there was to do in the game. So at this point, you just don't care. So the reason the loot boxes are this way is because in the future, moving forward, we may see government legislation. We're seeing it in Belgium. We're seeing it in Alaska, like, or in Hawaii. For some reason, it's the other one that's out there in the middle of fucking nowhere. Anyway, we're seeing, you know, states, we're seeing governments, we're seeing countries come forward and say, hey, look, like, this is gambling, blah, blah, blah. We want to tax you or whatever. We want to regulate this. Like, we want to age restrictive gate, whatever. So Ubisoft toes this line because they're not selling loot boxes. They're not. They're selling time savers. This is for you to, you know, they can say, like, that's for them to spend on gear in the game. That's for them to spend on, you know, like, whatever else that you can buy in game. I mean, you can buy upgrade materials for, like, your bracers and things. There's all sorts of things you can spend drachmas on. So it's not just that you can spend it on that. And not only are they protected there, they're also protected with the Helix, because it's not like you can just buy drachmas with Helix. You can buy specific skins you want. You know, sure, there's more buried in the loot boxes, you know, that you're going to have to grind away the RNG for, but you can buy specific ones. Here's a list, you know, these are specific ones. All right, so these are my feelings on them. First of all, I think it's fucked that they fucking lied. Not that they because they didn't lie, but they definitely did some tricky shady fucking wording shit. And they definitely, I personally didn't think that this was going to be something that could happen. And when I first saw the store, it killed my enjoyment, because I immediately thought, okay, so we have drachmas for sale. So not only can you buy loot boxes with real life money, that's one promise broke, but now I'm going to constantly be wondering if I would not have been getting more drachmas throughout the course of my playthrough if they weren't up for fucking sale and you didn't want to sell them, because the point is they want to sell them. All right. If they're up for sale, they want to sell it. Okay, it's not just that they're putting it up there out of the goodness of their heart to help out people who don't have a lot of time to go through the grind, that don't have time to play through, or just the patience to play through and get all the fucking, I mean, you can buy ability points for fuck's sakes, right? You can buy upgrade mats. You can buy, basically, it's definitely time skips. That's 100% what these time saver items are. They're time skips. All right. So it's fucked that they acted like this whole deal was like, you could, you know, we're going to sell items, but you're not going to have to, you can't buy these loot boxes. Like, you're going to have to play for them. And if you don't want to get the gear out of the loot boxes, you can get them in fucking, you know, bandit camps. And you can take, if you want a more combative fucking take on the game. That's bullshit. I ran through a lot of bases. I cleared the game, and I gotta say, I probably only got 3 or 4 legendaries. That's all I can think of at the top of my head. Like 3 or 4 instances where I actually got legendaries out of a fucking bandit cap, chests, whatever, and basically every other legendary I got was earned through the loot boxes, through just taking all my stuff, selling it all, selling all my materials because my character was fully upgraded, selling everything, spending it all on loot boxes, and that's pretty much where I got my legendaries. I did get a couple from events that they have because they're doing these like timed boss events that are pretty cool. Like I said, they told this line. They've told this line where I can't say I didn't enjoy my playthrough of Assassin's Creed, but I also can't say that I wouldn't have enjoyed it more and wouldn't have been constantly thinking like, am I getting gypped on drachmas? Am I getting gypped on upgrade mats? Would this be easier? Would this be, would I be getting more if this shit wasn't up for sale? And it's that sort of thing that makes you think, and it fucks with you. So that was my first impressions when I first saw them. Cut to like hundreds of hours, or almost 100 hours later, because I got 90 hours in it, and you look at what I got, and I've got a couple of things that you just can't buy through the store. Not only weapons, I'm not talking just legendary weapons that you can't buy through the store, specifically pick it out and buy it. I'm also talking about skins. I got a skin that you can't buy in the store, that I have not seen in the store, that I did get out of a loot box. It's the shaman skin, and it's actually one of my favorite skins. And I start to think that, okay, well, if let's say that I was someone who was prone to these loot box things. I was prone to spend a lot of money on them. I liked them. I kind of liked the edge they gave me in the game, like getting ahead with these time skips, by buying drachmas and buying ability points with my helix. And I started to buy these loot boxes, and I noticed that I got a skin that wasn't in the store, that I couldn't buy. Maybe I'd already bought all those, maybe I was just buying loot boxes with leftover drachmas that I had from my playthrough. That's gonna immediately fuck with me. And that's the carrot on the stick, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the trap that's set there. Not for me, not for Chubbs, not for probably 90% of the people that play through Assassin's Creed Origin and truly would probably enjoy their playthrough of it. As far as I know, like, it was a buggy release, but honestly, when I played through it, I had 0 issues. I shouldn't say 0 issues, there were bugs, but as far as performance, it ran great. I had probably had only 3 or 4 hard crashes, and it was always when I did the same thing. I stopped doing it after the 4th one, and it just stopped happening, and I was like, okay, that was what it was, because they happened spaced apart. It always happened when I'd leave a cutscene and I'd go to open my map. I'd go to open my map too fast, game would hard crash, and I just finally, the 4th time, I was like, is that what it is? Is that what it is? And because it was happening like, spaced pretty far apart through my playthrough. And sure as shit, that's what it was, because I didn't have a hard crash after that. So it's not going to affect me. I'm going to enjoy the game. I did enjoy the game. I enjoyed, regardless of these fucking loot boxes, regardless of the microtransactions, the time skips, none of that shit affected me. None of that shit affected my playthrough. However, and this is a huge however, I feel the same way about these loot boxes and the system that I would any system that is built and put in place to try to mind fuck me into submission and giving up my cash into an RNG fucking loophole where no one wins, but everyone fucking loses. No one wins but the publisher and developer, and everyone else loses, all right? So just sell us the shit we want. You're halfway there. I think if you just had these things for sale, I would have nothing negative to say. You want to sell time skips, you want to sell shit, that's fine. Sell people shit they want to buy. Don't bury like little nuggets of carrots in hidden in these RNG-based loot boxes just to keep the fucking 10% of people who are susceptible to the mindfuck, susceptible to the fucking grindhouse of RNG-based loot boxes. Just get rid of that fucking shit. All right? And you're still going to make tons of money. Like, don't tell me you're not going to make money off of just selling people what they want. Because that's all people want. People respect being treated with respect. All right? So just respect people and sell them, sell them whatever you want to sell them, but let them pick what they're going to fucking buy. All right? Cut this fucking RNG bullshit out. And stop trying to hide behind these slippery little tricks that, keep you covered on 2 ends if anyone decides that you have to reveal drop rates or anyone decides the loot boxes are gambling. But no, you're protected behind 2 separate, ways of player choice. Because you're not just able to buy loot boxes with the drachmas, and you're not just able to buy drachmas with the helix. All right? And the only reason that's the way it is because that's the way it needs to be for them to cover their asses and still loop up the 10% of whales and dolphins that play their fucking game. Get hooked into this RNG-based loot box bullshit. All right, that's it for me on the microtransactions in Assassin's Creed. Me and Chubbs are going to have a full review, long as hell. Both of us talking about our different experiences we had, me on the PC, him on the PS4, and the overall experience that is Assassin's Creed Origins, and why still I don't regret my purchase of it. I enjoyed it, 90 hours to complete it, enjoyed pretty much all of that time. Except for that, you know, when I got that shaman skin, or when I first saw the store and saw that you could buy drachmas and that was all some bullshit fucking, you know, PR to cover your ass in this time when gamers are outraged about loot boxes. How about instead of fucking being sneaky with them, you just stop fucking using them? How does that sound? That's it for me, everybody. Jaxxsin, I love you. Till next time, keep kicking ass, stay awesome, stay safe, and above all, everybody, no matter what you do, stay smart. Because if you're smart, you can't get fucking mind fucked. Love ya.